Welcome to Industry Champions. I'm your host, Chris Budihas, and joining me from the beautiful state of Texas, specifically in Austin, is Jay Miseli with Red Thread X. Jay, how are you?
I'm doing great, Chris, and yourself?
It's great, man. It's good to see you. So you got the guidons in the back. So let's talk about you real quickly for our audience because they may be curious. So where are you from originally, and what do you do in the military?
Absolutely. So I grew up in the San Francisco Bay Area, but became a Texan in 1997 and have not looked back. And very proud Austinite and Texan. I think Texas and pride go hand in glove, so you pretty much see that all the time. And what I love is that you and I met, and part of the reason I've got this in the background, we met because of the cavalry, your role in Squadron Command. Well, I was in Squadron Command in our shared interchange about reconnaissance and security operations. So armored cavalry guy for my career, had a great ride. Last assignment was in Army Futures Command here in Austin. And once I saw exactly what the potential and the environment here looks like, I said, no, we're staying. This is exactly where we want to be. And it was perfect location personally and professionally for me and my family.
That's awesome, man. Hey, Jay, thanks for everything you've done for our nation to keep us free. Obviously, you didn't do that. We couldn't do this here today. So you and I have been talking a little bit off camera. I saw you a couple weeks ago at the Army Applications Lab conference. So Red Thread X, tell me about this organization and what you guys do.
Absolutely. So we're coming up on a year old, and our core principle is that there are ideas and interchanges and relationships that are just inherent to large tech conferences like South by Southwest or the Consumer Electronics Show, that if you don't have inside knowledge, you don't know where to look, who to meet, how to manage the chaos and complexity, you're going to miss the value of those. It's amplified too by the misperceptions that are out there about whether this is a big party or you're just going to Vegas to hang out or something like that. So what we identified is there's a way that we can help people have a focused and meaningful experience by cutting the wheat from the chaff, or finding the significant noise, if you would, and in doing so, deliver them a focused experience, allow them to have a clear personal ROI. But then our real value proposition is through constant dialogue, data collection, and analysis throughout the conference. We're pulling ideas individually or red threads. We're looking things as we're participating individually, as our partners are participating, bringing that all together, and then we provide a written report with a macro analysis of the major trends that came out of that conference. And that's why we call ourselves Red Threads, because we're looking for the red threads that bring people together, and the red threads of ideas that span that conference, periods of time, and subsequent conferences as well.
Now that's huge, and I haven't been to South by myself, but it's funny, you and I talked, obviously Brian was there, Brian Cook, and shout out Brian Cook, but I've talked to other friends that have been, like for example, a friend here, Pete Cochran, and he said it's so big, and it's a big investment, right? Like you're gonna pay $1,000 to attend, that if you don't have somebody pathfinding for you, you can not get the return on investment or the value of the experience. So having a company like yours help, give focus, give reflections on the backside of what this meant, especially with their different business segments, is a huge value proposition that the company brings. So with Red Thread X, who is your ideal client? Is it really anybody?
Yeah. So this year we've got a combination of thought leaders coming from academia and some of the creator content side of things. We've got executive leaders in established companies, Fortune 500 level, and then we've got some early stage startups as well. And everyone's got the same basic desire, and that is maximize, like you said, the return on investment for coming down here. There's a time investment, there's a cost aspect, and what we want to do is help them have that focused experience, extract those ideas, and then basically apply the wisdom of the collective towards what you took from it. So yeah, we're seeing basically executive level leaders and thought leaders from startups all the way to Fortune 500 established companies.
And then last year was your inaugural year. Obviously, you guys learned a lot because I just know you and Brian, and you guys have probably even made it that much better. And then it's just going to be a great experience. Where is there? I mean, I know where you guys are now. Where you guys plan to go here in the next couple of years?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is our minimal viable product here, and I'm really happy with where we are. Things are constantly changing, so we're using a live document approach. And our basic framework is every one of our participants will have access to a curated Google map where we prioritized between 2 and 3 events per topic, and we've narrowed it down to 6 red threads. We're sticking with our branding. Along the 6 red threads, several topics per for every time block. but we're giving that as a roadmap, because I view us as being a lot like Sherpas. We're not going to do a tour guide where we're going to say we're going to go to this building at this time and then walk here. We're going to say, for your time and the topics of interest to you, we see these as the highest value events. So we've got that built. We're tying it together to a Google map. So every event is hyperlinked between the map and the calendar. So you can see where I am, where's the next event, what's the quickest path to get there.
Yeah.
And if something is canceled, something changes, how quickly can I find a different venue or event to go to? And then we'll deliver that written report afterwards. What I anticipate is that we are going to expand, and we're currently in dialogue right now, to the Consumer Electronics Show next year. We're going to scout that this year. We're going to scout Web Summit in Vancouver this year. So at a minimum have CES, South by Southwest, and Web Summit in 26. And I also see a way where we could do what we're doing at something like the Association of the United States Army, where it's actually very structured in terms of the exposition floor. But then the content, I'm going to say the content's fairly light at something like AUSA. You're not going to get anything really provocative or controversial inside the official construct there. So where do those red threads exist where we can have some of the tough conversations we need to be competitive in the future?
I love that, Jay, and it's the fact that, I mean, if you're going to invest that much time and money to do something, you got to come out of that with some value for your company, because obviously if you're not the CEO, even if you're the CEO, you got investors that are going to look and go, okay, you spent a lot of money to attend something, but you can pull that forward. And I love the fact that there's the pre, there's the execution, the post event, there's always value there, and you guys are expanding. So Jay, how do folks find you and how they find Red Thread X?
So really simple, LinkedIn and Instagram are our principal social media marketing tools right now. Focused on LinkedIn first, expanded into Instagram, just the Red Thread X. And our website is www.redthreadx.com. And that'll take you into the content that we're curating, give us access point to myself and my team so that we can help you with this experience. And we do have space still for 2025. So if anyone's in Austin and would like to have that focused experience, we've got capacity to bring them in.
That's great. Hey, Jay, number one, thanks for your service to the nation. Thanks for your friendship, and I appreciate what you're doing. Thanks for telling your story for Red Thread X. And what we're going to do is take a lot of contact information, put it in our show notes, and encourage folks to go out there. Number one, reach out to you on LinkedIn, and then number two, encourage them to go see Red Thread X, and then talk to you or the company about how they can get involved and benefit from your guys' services. So thank you.
No, thank you, Chris. And like you had mentioned at the very start, if there's another event that could use a focused experience in helping us find that signal from the noise, we definitely are going to look to expand over the next several years.
That's gigantic, man. Hey, thanks for putting that out there. Hey, we'll stay in contact. Thanks, Jay.
Thanks, Chris. You take care and have a great weekend.
All right, brother. Hey, folks. Contact Jay and I. We're excited to continue this conversation with you. Red Thread X definitely changing the game, and I know most of you out there have been to these big conferences. How do you really eat the gorilla? Well, if you got a Pathfinder to show you what you do specifically to engage the folks you need to provide value to your business and what you're doing, man, Red Thread X is the company to go with to help you. They're going to continue to expand. And if you do have ideas, like Jay said, you got an event that Red Thread X can come in and help those folks attending so they keep coming over and over. I'd encourage you to reach out to both Jay and Red Thread X to have that conversation. We'll see you in our next segment. Live with gratitude.